Uh-oh, I see some of them down there, hon. Look down there. We're out in the ministry today. I will be uploading some more keto recipes coming up, so please look out for them and like and subscribe. But we're heading out for our ministry, so I'll have to talk to you guys in a little while. Okay, bye. Oh, I forgot to add, the hair is still doing well. I don't know if you can see it. It feels nice and moist, and I'm going to keep doing the treatments that I've been doing. Everything on there, too, was cheap. So, you could get it for $1 or a couple dollars or whatever. So, cheap for nice hair, it's a good deal. Okay. Hi. What I'm doing today, okay, that would have to be up there. It's better on this seat. Maybe on here. It has to be here. Hello. I was going to show you a little bit of knitting today. I do a couple of variety of things on this channel, and like the title was saying, I have different crafts and stuff like that. So, anyways, this is all some of my knitting. Some projects that I started on, and I was going to show you some of them. And I do have some pictures that I'm going to put up in the background later that I have finished, I completed. One is this mitten that I completed for a friend of mine. Mitten for a cold day. In California, it does get kind of cold sometimes, but I put this on the inside. Look at how soft that is. It's really soft, but I put that on the inside of the glove, and I'll show some photographs of that. This is fox fur, and later I'll show you how to cut it because it does fray a lot, but the way I cut it, only very little bit is coming off. But you have to cut it into a certain way so that it doesn't fray as much as if you were to cut it just straight on here. Most of this would come off. Okay, so we're not going to talk about the fabric right now. We're going to talk about some knitting that I'm doing. And what I do is I use patterns. Like I'll use a knitting book. This is the thing I taught myself to knit on the round. Now round would be one of these. It's like a round. Or let's say one of these, which I use them to make hats. And I started on these two hats. I've got this one, which is, this is inside out. And so when you're done, you're going to have the top of it finished, and then this will be the inside of it. So this is this is a rib stitch, and then we've continued with that rib stitch on up with a purl in between. So for those of you that know knitting, you know what I'm talking about. And then these are markers that I mark my row, like where I end or start. And on here it's the end. Beginning. Right here is where I'm beginning my next stitch, and I have on here 1 or 2. I have 2 rows that I'm doing. One row is just plain. I believe I'm doing knitting all the way around, and then one is knit, and then it has like 5 purl, or maybe 5 knit and 5 purl. Now, see, this is the pattern. I use it off of this pattern. This is making the hat. I've made quite a few of them. But on row 2 here, it's going to tell you to knit around. So you knit around the round, which they call this around. So you would do knitting. You just take your yarn. I don't know if you can see it because I couldn't get this too close. For some reason, my camera doesn't want to do the right thing. I'll have to get me a stand. And just make sure. Maybe I'm, you know what? I think this is supposed to be on the other side. Okay, so what we're going to do is, because you can tell that it's not correct whenever you're getting ready to knit, and then it's, I don't know what happened, because my knitting was like bundled, all jumbled together, because I was rushing out of here one day and it got jumbled together. So we're on row 2, and we're really supposed to start, I don't know what's happening to my stuff, because it's really weird. Actually, this doesn't go on there, sorry. I don't know why I don't have a marker, a different marker. So I'm kind of a little mixed up here today because I usually have like a little thing on here. And this, I was going to share with you. I'll show you in a minute that. But these things, we get like the popcorn. Well, we used to. We don't eat too much popcorn now because we're on the keto. But this is like a while back. I got somebody gets their popcorn and they finish eating it. I keep the tin and keep like some of my knitting supplies in here. And there's all kinds of knitting supplies. And so what I usually do, come out of there. I've got these little things and they're markers. So you take these out. And I know I'm on row 2. So you get something that's like a lighter color than what your actual yarn is. And you can take this off and you slip it on there. So you'll know where it begins or where it ends. And I'll close it like this. I like to kind of put it through part of the yarn because sometimes whenever you're doing something and then you turn around and it's slipped off and you don't even realize it and you've forgotten where you started. So see how I put it through the yarn? So it will kind of mark when I get to it, I'll know where I stopped or where I started. So we've got this ball of yarn, which when you get these, they come in like a large skein, which is long. And you can leave it like that, but it pretty much gets tangled. So I take all mine and I put them in balls. Like these, see? This is going to be a sweater. I'll show you that too. And there's black. I'm getting ready to get back to this, don't worry. But there's black right here. I'm making my daughter a hat. I already made her a gray one, and I'll show you. Excuse me. So sorry. I just had a diet root beer float. And then it's going to be a hat with one of these little fuzzy things on there, which is a ball like on the top. I made a gray one not too long ago, like in the beginning of winter, and with this gray in it. I'll show you that. It's really cute. I don't have a sample. Well, I do have a sample of something else I want to show you. One second. Okay. Anyways, here's another hat that I made for my granddaughter, and it's a little. This is a different type of a ball on the top than this one. You see, this one has I don't make these. My daughter could probably make them, one of my daughters, but I just buy these and then I stick them on top. But this one I made, and it's got different colors in it, and it's a different type of ball. And this one has a button. You add a little button and you have like a little opening where the button goes. It doesn't button onto anything, it's just like a little design. Okay, I'm just reading my notes. I have to go pick up my daughter and shortly. But anyways, she's texting me. This is a beautiful, I have a picture of her with wearing this, and she's got a scarf. But to make a long story short, I had to take it apart because I couldn't find my needle that when you have ends on here, you sew them in with like a knitting needle, like an embroidery needle, so that the ends don't stick out and it looks like tacky. So this one did, so I took it all the way apart again. Here's my tassels that go with it. So when I finish making it again, I'll put them back on. But I have these little things that I make the tassels out of. You just wrap the thread around here. I'll show you when I get ready to make them, because I'm going to make some for these hats. Maybe later on in another video, and I'll show you how I make my tassels. But anyways, it's saying that we ended on we're on number 2. And what I usually do with this is I take one of my double pointed needles. This is called a double pointed needle. It's got both sides with a point. The regular needles that I'm going to be knitting, these other ones, it has a little end that you can't really, on this one you can do both sides, and then it's double pointed. This one, you stop at this end, you don't knit with that side. So anyways, I usually stick this on here, so when I'm done with the row, there's just like these little numbers, and you change it to like, it'll be, can you see it? Okay, there it is. I don't know if it's backwards from the camera, but it says 1. But I'm going to leave it on 2 so I don't forget. And then after I finish with row 2, the other 2, then you'll go and switch that to 1. So we're going to knit. This is what you do. You knit. Now these have different knitting techniques, which I just do. You can leave it on this finger and wrap it when you do it, but I use this side because I don't want to do 2 steps right now. On the next video, I'll show you how to do it with. There's a standard, and then there's another different types of knitting that you can do. So here I'm doing like this with the one side. And you just knit it, and it's knitted. So we're going to go all the way around on this round until you get to this marker. Okay. Which way? Okay, so I'm going to come back. Because my daughter, I think she's ready to be picked up from school. So I will show you some more, but for now, that's what we're doing. And this is knitting a hat, and I'll continue with that. I gotta go right now. I'm going to get my daughter from school. I was just showing you the knitting a few minutes ago. So she typed in there out for me. So she's ready. So I haven't ended, but I'm going to come back to it. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you some more. There's a couple of different. There's a continental knit, the way you knit, and there's a standard way. The one I do is continental. So you'll see that. Hold on. Actually, let me get over here. Okay, it's busy right now. I just wish she would get done. I'm gonna leave it like this. Sorry, guys. But I would just wish she would get done earlier. I mean, not at this time. It's okay. It's okay. But yesterday it was so packed with traffic, and where you turn at to go get her, it's hard to get in there because there's no light, there's no signal light. So you gotta kind of go past the school and come back. It's like a little, it's not a big school because she's going to be going to the college soon, but this is like a training school for like getting you prepared. Oh my. There's a hearse, you guys. I've never seen one of those in real life. Wow. But anyway, isn't that weird? It's like an old-fashioned one, a scary one. But anyways, damn, I gotta stick shift car. I'm gonna change it soon. Because I mean, you know, who drives that now? Some people do. Like my son, he likes it because it's kind of like, it's good on gas, and then not only that, it's like, you know, what would you call it? They think it's like a race type thing because they do those games, and it looks like they shift gears and all that with that, so they like it, and it's a good car to just learn on, because my dad taught me how to drive this type of car at the beginning. When I first started driving it, when I was 18 years old, I started driving, because you could drive it, you can get your license at 18. Well, I know I was 18. You probably could get it at like 16 at that time, but I was not too good. I mean, I was nervous. I was nervous even whenever I, this thing is not right. Sorry about this, guys, but I can't record because I don't have my selfie stick. And my daughter's usually here to help me record, and she holds it for me. But I'll just talk, and you can see the top of my hair. You know how we were showing the different products I was using. It's still kind of shiny today, and it really is. It's still really, really soft, and not so frizzy like when I was trying to figure out what I could use on my hair. So there's like 3 products that I'm using, 4 as a support, 2 rinses, and 3 products, and they're all cheap. You know, everybody wants to get a deal. You know, you have to spend all that money for hair products. I don't care how much money you have. If you have a lot and you want to just waste it instead of helping your neighbor, that's up to you. But if I can find something for my hair and it works and it's cheap, I'm going to do it. I mean, let me find out how to make it myself, and I'm going to definitely do that. So if anybody has any place where they can make their own hair products, and this is the first time I ever saw anybody out this way. Smells good. Smells like barbecuing today. Woo! Oh, see, here I go. It's spring almost again, and I'm excited, but I like the winter time because it gets so hot here. Ooh. But anyways, everybody's acting like it's spring already, and it's gonna freeze tonight, so they better have jackets when they go out. But I'm going to go get her, and oh, there's horses, you guys. I've got to show you this. Those are beautiful horses. I love horses. And I'll tell you, some people say they like to watch the mukbangs, if that's how you call it, or I don't know how to say it, but I love looking at them do their hooves. That's like my weird thing that I like. And I like them cleaning them and trimming the sole and all that kind of thing. They talk sole plane and all that. I'm really getting to know certain things about, you know, they talk about it when they're scraping it down, and if there's a lot of like chalky stuff, it's false, this thing keeps jumping around. False sole or something like that, and I might end up having me a horse one day. You can probably see me on it, and you'll get a kick out of that, because my dad used to have horses years ago, but I never got on it. I fed him an apple one time, and he had one of those big horses, and I'm looking up at it like, whoa, I was pregnant at the time, and so I definitely couldn't have gotten on it. But I was like, this thing is huge. I didn't know horses were that tall, like taller than a human. But anyways, sorry guys if you can't see, because I can't hold this camera. I got to really concentrate. But you can hear me talking. I'm talking about some stuff. But Anyways, some people like to watch certain things, and they do watch them, and don't come out. This guy, he wants to really come out. Big old truck, you know, they can't be patient and wait. So I'm almost to her school to get her, and anyways, it feels good out here. It feels like a nice, I'm going to go straight. I'm not going to turn down the street because there's a lot of light, so I'm going to go straight, and I normally turn right there, but it's more traffic, so I'm just going straight. Because when my kids, or they let me know they're out of school or whatever, I try and get there like right then, so that way if I'm not working or doing something, even though I was on the video, it's kind of like work, but not, you can't leave a job, but if you're at home after, you know, today I'm home because we had some things to do in the morning. We had to go out and do preaching work, and then she had her school today, and my granddaughter is going to her x-ray results, or her, it's not x-ray, it's a, they did a sleep research on her, roll up the window, sleep research, and they're getting the results today, because she has seizures, and we're trying to figure out, now the keto diet is good for that, so I was reminding her that, you know, let them know, because if you stick to the keto diet, it actually started out as being help for people that have seizures, you know, instead of taking that medication that they try and, some of them have worse seizures by taking it, so I'm like, make sure you let them know, so that way she's not taking the medication, and you know, that's it, it's all over with when you start getting hooked on those medications. And unless you're really bad at, the seizures are really bad, even if they're really bad, it doesn't hurt to try the keto, because that's why they made it, because they wanted people to get off of some of the medications, and, you know, there's other ways that you can help solve medical problems, because we're human bodies, and our bodies can eat good. Wouldn't that be terrible if that car? I'm not going to say that, but I'll tell you, my youngest, my son that was recording the other day, when you look back, you'll see the videos. He's so funny. So he just learned how to drive, and so we went down below, which I'm talking about like a Los Angeles, and he learned how to drive, right? And we were on the freeway. I'm like, are you sure you want to go on the freeway? And he's like, yes. I was nervous because, you know, when they're young drivers, they like don't pay attention to some things, but he was really paying attention to everything. So I was glad, you know, I felt safe. But some truck, I guess he was probably on his phone like I am. I'm not on it, but I'm not going to. But he was not paying attention, because the freeway, they're trying to rush around, and he was rushing around people, and the next thing you know, bang, crashed behind us, and he took off. So I know people are not paying attention half the time. That's why I've got to really be watching. That's why I'm not going to hold this phone up so I can like record myself. You have to get just the voice, basically, and then when I get her out of here, she can do the rest, hold it up. But anyway, it was terrible, and the guy ran, he hit and run, and we never found him, you know, but we went after him on the freeway. I'm like, we shouldn't have done that, we should have just stayed right there, but we went like trying to get the license plate, because he spun around, and we were like in a daze, like, dang. So, and can you imagine that's his first experience on the freeway, and somebody crashed into him? I was like, what a thing, you know, but he's not nervous about driving or anything. He still drives, and he enjoys driving, and you know, I'm like, yes. I'm glad it didn't psychologically affect him, you know. I'm so glad. Uh-oh, maybe I can turn here. I don't know. Yeah, I can. Yes. Come on, don't come yet, traffic. Yeah, because it's hard to get over here. It's really hard to get over here. And then I can't back up this car because it's a reverse, but it's it's a stick, and it's hard for me to reverse this thing. He can do it. Well, I'm gonna get off of here for a second because let me see if this girl is coming. Ooh, it's pretty hot here today too, and I've got long sleeves on. But anyways, let me get off of here. The bangs are, I know it couldn't be a miracle like that where I'm gonna park over here. Oh, here she comes. Here she comes. But long story short, I can't back up because it's hard for me to like get it in the reverse. It's so weird. But my son can do it. Hi, sweetie.
I thought I saw the car, but I wasn't sure if that was it.
Yeah, I was like, I hope I start beeping the horn.
This?
She's driving.
No, he has to run.
Oh, okay.
But
Oh, I think she's so cute.
They have the guard card training.
Hold on.